I'm testing out the Too Faced Born This Way the Natural Nudes palette. I picked it up because, first of all, it has a lot of mattes, which are great for mature eyes. It has an equal number, but they did make the little pan smaller, of what I thought were shimmers. The thing is, it might be too orangey for me, and the shimmers are actually more like glitter. First, I want to show you some swatches. So I did swatch the mattes on my arm, and I don't have nice hand skin for this. So you'll see the light colors to dark colors, and again, trying to wonder if they're a little too orangey. The second one, which normally I would use as a transition, this one is called Seashell. I thought it'd be perfect. I think it's a little too orangey. And then I also swatched the shimmers so that you can see, applying these, because they are more like glitter, applying them with a finger instead of a brush seems to work better and stay on the lid a little better. But let's get right to the demo where I apply them to my eyes. I have my face makeup on and some eyeliner, and I have my brows done. So now I'm ready to go in with this and take out the plastic thingy. I'm going to start with this creamy base color here that they call Swan, and I'm just going to put that all over. Now this is a little more beige than I usually use, and I'm going to flip my mirror over to the magnifier, and just going to make a nice base all over. So now the thing is, if you get a close-up of this, which I might show you a couple times, they don't look particularly orange. The mattes don't. So that's what drew me to it. And, some of the palettes that I really like, that I still have, that are Too Faced, they don't sell anymore. And I still have them, but if I use them in a video, I can't link to them anymore. So this one stood out to me because of all the mattes. So I'm going to start with probably this one called Seashell in the transition area. But we're going to see, I already know that's kind of orangey. You know what? Let's go with this one called Nude. Just looking at it in my little mirror here, it's just the oranginess. I know that orangey colors are trendy right now, and the young people really like them. I think they can make you look sickly. That's just what I think. So I'm going into that one called Nude. I'm tapping some off on tissue because I don't want it too dark, because the transition area should just be a really light beige or a really light taupe. And it's above the crease, and I'm just going above it. Then I'm going to go out into the corner a little bit. Now I know for me, I have a pretty big eye area, and some of you don't, so you just have to adjust that if you don't have as much area there. All right, then I'm going to use another brush to blend this out. Some people like to blend at the very end. I like to blend as I go just to see what I'm looking at. And then I might even take the end where I had the creamy color and go over the edges so that I don't have too much color bleeding into areas where I don't want it. But I can add more of that later as well. Now, I still think it has kind of an orangey tone to it, but it's not as much as this one. And what I'm going to do now is go into the crease with a really thin color, well, thin brush. But let's use this warm rose, because again, in the pan, it doesn't look so orangey. And you can, yeah, you can see that. All right, so I'm going to use a small little angled brush, go into warm rose. I'll tap some of it off, and I'm just going to go into that crease and make a V with it. Sometimes in playback, even though I'm getting this right in the crease, it'll look later like I got it too much on my lid. So if I'm thinking about it while I'm doing it, I'll think about, okay, here's my crease. I'll put the brush right in there and go a little bit above it. All right, and then I'll blend that out as well. Now I like shimmer on my lids, but the thing about the shimmers in this palette is that they're more like glitter, especially this one. And I like a light color shimmer on my lid, and maybe on the outer corner of the lid, I like a darker shimmer. So I'm torn about these. I don't think they go on well with a brush, but let's try it with a brush, and then I'm going to try it with my finger. I've seen some beauty YouTubers, they'll use a spray on the brush and then apply the dry eyeshadow that's these shimmery glitters. So let's try the rose gold on the outer part. I'm just going to use a small brush, the outer part of the mobile lid. So let's see how that adheres. Okay, it's not bad. And then before blending, I do want to try that light color because so many of us like a light shimmer on our lids. I'm going to use another small brush, but let's see what this does. So I'm not getting much coverage. And the thing is, I don't like for the glitter to go all over. So what I'm going to try next is using my finger. Oh yeah, that puts a lot more on. But I might be getting some of it on my face that has to be cleaned up. Some went on my eyeliner, so I'll go back to my regular makeup mirror and take care of that. Now I'm going to go in with this creamy color again and do my edges. And I'll take my cleanup brush . The other thing I didn't do any kind of lining of the under, so I am going to do that. I'm going to use this darker brown called Truffle with a tiny little brush. I will tell you that these mattes are very creamy, and I'm going to start by going over some of that liner and then just bring it down here a little bit, about halfway on the under part of the lid. And I'm going to put on some mascara, and I forgot to do my hair. I'll be right back. I put on a little more eyeliner, mascara, lipstick. So here's a close-up. I don't know. I don't know if it's still a little bit orangey for me. And if I take another mirror here, well, let me see. I don't know. What do you think? Looking through your phone or computer or whatever you're using, do you think it's a little too orangey for me? Here we go. We'll do that. And here's further away. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to reach for this much, if the beiges are too orangey on me and if the shimmers are really glitter. So doing my mascara, I have little bits of glitter just everywhere. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if someone just talking to me in person could tell, but I can tell. And it just seems like a lot of glitter going to places that I don't want it to go. And I couldn't brush it away. So I'm going to have to think about this palette for a little bit. By the time you see this video, I might have returned it. And I'm on the search for, of course, more palettes that are still being sold, because so many, I have to go through mine because a lot of them aren't being sold anymore. But something that has a lot of mattes in it that aren't orangey. And I'm not into the pinks and the fuchsias. It's very trendy and it's not a good color on me. So, you know, looking for beige beiges and taupe taupes, and maybe a few colors thrown in and some shimmers. That's what I'm looking for. So I'd love to work with a company someday and help them put together some palettes for mature skin. You know, I would call this a medium-sized palette. I hardly ever buy the very large ones. I don't have a place to store them, and they're hard to travel with. And I like something small, you know, like half the size of this that I can travel with easily or put in my purse. So if you have any ideas for palettes that you like, that you think I might like based on that criteria, please list it in the comments below. And all my products that I'm wearing today are in the description box. So click little V on the right side if you're on the phone, or if you're on a computer, click show more on the left side. And that opens up the description box and all links will be there. And then check out one of my other videos by tapping its image on the right side of your screen. And I'll see you in the next video.